The Atrax darts as a part of the Harrows 2024 launch. I'll be doing an in-depth review of both the soft tip and the steel tip variations. The Harrows Atrax darts are a top-of-the-line 95% tungsten barrel featuring an intricate spiderweb-like milling. Alright, let's go to a close-up of the barrels and then I'll do some throwing action of each type. The soft tip and the steel tip versions share the same length overall, however the steel tip variation has a more noticeable taper towards the point. Just a kick-ass looking dart, honestly guys, between the black titanium nitride, the red metallic coating and the grooves, and the sick webbed milling design flowing through most of the barrel. I hope the Atrax dart's performance and looks are in direct correlation. Now onto the milling. Starting in the rear past the smooth section, we have tightly spaced radial bands. Then the rest of the dart features a more radial grooves offset by this spiderweb axial cut design. Some of the axial cuts are straight, as you can see there, so straight up and down, and then some of the other lines are more curved. Overall, we give the Harrows Atrax range a grip intensity of 2.5 out of 5. It looks more aggressive than it actually feels. Now let's go on to some throwing action. Okay, Atrax 18-gram soft tip barrels first, swapped out for the fit gear shafts and shape fit flights. You can definitely fix a deviation to the left. So far they feel great, and I'm gripping in the rear. I'm definitely a big fan of that kind of subtle grip style, that 2.5 out of 5 intensity that we rated this. Alright, we need to pick it up for sure. I might choke down a little bit and grip more towards the middle now. Yeah, that's the key. I'm going to grip in the center from now on. 156. $96, definitely more doable. All right. Ooh. Redemption. Good stuff. Now that we figured out we like to grip in the center, let's go for a better leg of 501. Oh man, I think he squeezed to the right. Pesky treble one. Come on, I can feel a 180 in there. That's what I get for trying to call it. We're just not going to say anything and see what happens. We can't hit the 1080 because we have 178 remaining now. Oops. Cool, I like 78. Need to practice my double 12s anyways. Oh, that's awful. Not how I thought it was going to go, but it worked out great. Now shooting the 21-gram steel tip Atrax darts. They feel pretty good with some weight to them. I'm a little to the left though. Let's try to straighten that out. I love the consistent milling throughout and kind of smooth texture. Always a favorite for mine. Ooh. Let's do a round of bullseyes now. We got straighter with our throw. I just dropped that first dart. I know we've got a hat trick in us. Oh man, that's twice I missed the 3 in the red on the third dart. We'll chalk that up to inexperience and adrenaline rushing on the third dart. Still determined to get that hat trick real quick. There we go. I feel better. It's out of my system. Let's pop on down to the 19s. Definitely curious how these feel on the lower side of the board. Do one more round of 19. I love the lower half of the board. I think we are ready for a checkout. 112 has been suggested a few times, which is a really fun one, very versatile. You can go 20s, 19s, or 18s. I'm going to avoid the 19 route though, because you can bust. So let's just stick with the 20 for this one. And I'm going to give it 3 attempts to hit it on the first try. 112. Ah, see, that's a bad attempt, number 1. Let's try it again. 112. Oh man, awesome stuff. Final thoughts on the Harrows Atrax darts. Notice something subtle about the axial cuts. For those of you that grip in the front and the center, this isn't going to bother you at all because the straight and curved axial grooves are pretty indistinguishable. However, the further back you move, the more prominent those curves are with that spider webbing. So rear grippers out there, if you have a coil or a spin to your throw, you might find new and interesting points for grip reference back there. Or you might find it annoying, I'm not sure. For me personally, it didn't bother me at all, although I decided to eventually grip in the center as the weight is evenly distributed in this barrel. I think what I like most about this dart is definitely the grip intensity and the very uniform feel of all those radial grooves. And props to Harrows for machining essentially perfect grooves to my eye. There are essentially no rough edges, no imperfections. The quality of this brand, I think, definitely caught my eye during the close-up filming. That concludes the in-depth review of the Harrows Atrax darts range. You can purchase these barrels on our website, a2zdarts.com. Just look for the links in the description. And if you liked the dart pitch rose flights that you saw me using in this review, we at A2Z custom design our own flights pretty regularly throughout the year. So you can get the dart pitch rose design in both fit flight, as you see here, and an L style in both shape and slim. I didn't understand what this was when I was a child, but I think this is like a very classic kind of design and idea that was very popular in the 80s and 90s. And I remember as a kid opening up my cupboard, and all of a sudden there was this coffee mug in there that was all black, had a rose on it, and it just said dart pitch. And I just remember thinking as a kid, like, I don't get that. Like, how is this a thing at all? But now we're 30 and flirty, and I fully understand the darts world and how crass it can be and how funny it can be. But anyways, it's a very nostalgic design for me. I hope you all enjoyed this review and the rest of the 2024 launch. Thanks for watching.